Right now on NBC Boston Tonight, On the Run, we are taking a live look at how a Rhode Island prisoner escaped as police frantically try and bring him in. We have exclusive information on the manhunt.
Plus, the new Tom Brady, the reason some say we're seeing a different number 12 under center following his suspension.
And breaking bad habits with a zap. Could this new device be the jolt you need to keep your resolutions? We put it to the test.
This is NBC Boston Tonight.
And good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Shannon Malaire.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. Welcome to NBC Boston Tonight. Right now, the search continues for that escaped prisoner. Let's go live to NBC Boston's Sky Ranger. We are checking out just how James Morales escaped from that Wyatt detention facility in Central Falls, Rhode Island. You see him there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. He allegedly climbed on top of a basketball net and cut a hole in the facility's fencing.
All right, so let's check in with NBC Boston's Michael Rosenfield. He's live in Framingham, Massachusetts with this exclusive information. Michael.
Shannon, the search for that fugitive leading investigators to this small apartment building here in Framingham. Again, you should see a photo of that fugitive on your screen right now, but the focus here, the second floor, and tonight the manhunt is still on. Tenants in this 3-unit home in Framingham telling us tonight federal agents were here for hours, searching the apartments and asking questions in connection with James Walker Morales and his daring escape from a Rhode Island prison.
They was just checking every door, every closet, everything, and around the area.
A source close to the investigation tells us Morales' ex-girlfriend lives here, and tenants say a woman and some children were escorted away from the home Monday night by authorities. Exclusive video we've obtained shows authorities here on Sunday as well.
They told us that, just making sure everyone's safe and, safe around, because they went through, all the houses to make sure, everyone was safe.
We've also learned today from the prison warden that Morales climbed a basketball hoop to escape, cutting through wiring and going rooftop to rooftop. He then allegedly stole a car from a convenience store in Attleboro, Mass. A source telling us the car was found in Framingham, not far from his ex-girlfriend's home.
I feel like it would be nice to know what's going on, that we know. That way everyone can be informed, not on the lookout, but just like guarded type of thing, you know what I mean?
Tonight, the U.S. Marshals have released this new flyer, saying investigators are gathering information from several locations Morales may have visited since his escape. Investigators telling us tonight they are working numerous leads in this case and that Morales should be considered armed and dangerous. We're live in Framingham. Michael Rosenfield, NBC Boston.
Michael, thank you. This is new tonight. We are tracking problems at airports across the country at this hour after an outage at U.S. Customs. NBC's Frank Holland is live at Logan for us tonight. And Frank, we've learned just moments ago that all airports are back online, but there must be some delays.
Yeah, Phil, we are still seeing some residual delays here at Logan Airport. Over here you can see people waiting for their loved ones and friends to get off of international flights. Earlier today, a lot of passengers told me there were hundreds of people in the customs lines, and many said it took hours to go from getting off of their plane to walking through these doors.
We're frustrated and we're very tired, so we just want to get home.
After enjoying a long trip to Turkey, the Crawley family enduring the long lines to get through customs and back home to Cambridge.
It took about 3 hours from the plane landing to getting here.
Usually get through, it seems like in 30 or 45 minutes. This was like 2 hours.
After a long trip coming home, very frustrating.
Passengers telling us customs officers were processing people by hand. The careful checks causing delays and backups.
We had to wait in another line to get into another line to get into another line to get through. So it was long.
Logan, one of 4 U.S. airports experiencing the customs computer problems.
We want to be safe.
Peter Crawley says it was frustrating but forgivable if the delays protect his family.
Clearly in these times we want them to take the precautions they need to take.
And back out here live again, the computer problems being experienced by Customs have now been fixed, and Customs and Border Protection says they're investigating those problems. However, they do not believe it was caused by any hacking or any terror-related groups or anything like that. Live here at Logan Airport, Frank Holland, NBC Boston.
All right, Frank, thank you. Time for early warning weather now with meteorologist Pete Bouchard. And dare I say, a little warm out there compared to what we've had?
Well, compared to what we did the other night on New Year's Eve, yes, it was warm. But you're tracking something for tomorrow, Pete?
I am. It's called rain, and it's nothing special.
Heard
but
of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a new turn of events here for us and weather. Hey, our temperatures are around 40 degrees, Logan, Cambridge. We're okay right here, but we start to drop it off through Reading. Waltham's about 41. No big news there, but out beyond Weston and into Worcester County, our temperatures are dipping into the lower 30s. Orange and Worcester right now around 32 degrees. Why is this concerning? It always cools off out there. Well, we have some precipitation. It has been in the form of light rain, and some of this has been spotty, light freezing rain. I don't expect it to be a problem. You can see why on radar it starts to vanish. But we have some more rain down through Providence and back into Connecticut too. So it's going to jump up on the South Shore. But here's where we've had our spotty, light freezing rain out through Leominster and Gardner to Barry and Worcester Templeton out through Acton. But things are looking like they're quieting down for the time being. Maybe just a couple of showers. But the big event is this guy down in Atlanta, also northern Florida. This is a lot of heavy rain. This is headed along the eastern seaboard, and this is ours for the taking tomorrow. It unfolds as first light showers and sprinkles. But by the time we get to the evening drive, we're talking about heavy rain. The temperatures come up all the while. The wind ramps up as well. This is a coastal storm, so heavy rain is going to be pretty inundating for the evening drive, starting at 5 and going through about 10 o'clock. So plenty of water coming our way, good for the drought, but not good for the commute. We'll talk more about this on the timeline and also how much rain we could expect. Shannon, over to you.
All right, Pete, thank you. We'll see you then. Right now, a female cab driver in Worcester is recovering after surviving a beating and a stabbing after she fought back. Police say that woman was stopped at a light at Boylston and Tacoma Streets when two men pulled her from the car, attacked her, and demanded cash. But she fought back, managed to get back into her car with all her money. Meantime, those suspects are still on the run. Also in Worcester, a man facing charges accused of almost hitting 3 people with his car and then attacking them with a golf club. Police say it all happened at this Big Y because he was speeding through the parking lot and the people yelled at him to slow down. Fortunately, no one was hit with that club. Take a look at this picture on your screen. Police say that person stole a package right off the porch on Harborview Street in Dorchester. Happened on December 7th around 1 in the afternoon. If you know anything about it, call Boston Police.
All right, the Pats are in the playoffs, and we've been watching the Patriots do what they do best for years, but something's a little bit different about this season.
Something is different, isn't it? NBC Boston's Susan Tran live outside of Gillette Stadium for us now. And Susan, everybody knows the season started with Brady being suspended, of course, and now some in the sports world are saying that that changed his approach to the game.
That's right, Shannon. There are sports writers and fans who think a post-Deflategate Tom Brady is more fiery, less composed. But then there are some who just think this is the same old intense Brady.
3 letters, MVP.
MVP could be TOM, delivering plenty of WINSs, spelling another appearance in postseason play. But this time, is there more fight, more fire on the field?
It feels there's an extra dimension to it this year.
Dan Shaughnessy, who's followed Tom Brady's full 17-year career with the Patriots, sees the same chip on his shoulder Brady, but now with even more intensity.
There's an edge to it that wasn't there before, I think. And I think some of that's motivated by what happened in Deflategate.
Brady's social media game, also pulling no punches, seems to illustrate a more boastful side of Brady, with posts like Pats steal one in Pitt, Pats win Christmas, and after the latest W, Brady as Night's King in Game of Thrones.
I think that made him mad, and that just unleashed an anger in him that he took on the NFL.
Some fans see Deflategate as unleashing a new Brady this season.
I just think he wants to get back into the Super Bowl.
While others say the only thing that's changed for Brady is the number of NFL records he continues to break.
I think he's just been always at that level of intensity that there's really no more intensity can happen.
He's after number 5, and that's it. I don't think it's about revenge. I think when they win the Super Bowl, I think you'll see he'll still be a gentleman.
So they have a week off, and then they were going to be back here at Gillette, hoping to extend their play into February. We are live in Foxborough tonight. Susan Tran, NBC Boston.
Susan, thank you. To Methuen now, where police are announcing $1 million drug bust. This morning, police were responding to a report of a man in a cab with a gun. Officers frisked Robinson Rojas and found 15 bags of drugs called China White. They say the street value is $1.2 million. However, they say they did not find that gun they got the call about. Now to a disturbing story for you out of Barnstable.
Yeah, that's where cemetery visitors found headstones there vandalized and spray painted with hateful messages. Police say the vandals wrote anti-Semitic and anti-police messages on 6 of the headstones. Some messages referencing the devil. Another 2 gravestones were simply knocked over. Neighbors say the attacks happened over the past week, and it's not the first time vandals have targeted that cemetery.
Drug deals, there's a lot of things go down back there. A big, open, dark place at night. What are you going to do?
Well, police say they found a spray can and a fire extinguisher at the scene, but still no suspects in this case. All right, we all know sticking to your resolutions can be painful, right? But this takes it to a whole new level.
Push down hard.
Yeah, it's like a
jolt.
It's a jolt.
Yeah.
A little jolt.
A new device promises to zap away your bad habits, so of course we're going to put it to the test for you. Next.
A 10-month-old girl in Methuen is recovering tonight after ingesting fentanyl. The question now, will her parents face any charges? Coming up on NBC Boston, the latest on the investigation and how the little girl is doing tonight.
All right, Audrey, we'll see you then. Plus, taking a live look out at Boston at the Zachem Bridge. A quiet night, but we are tracking some rain in the forecast. Don't go anywhere. NBC Boston Tonight returns in 60 seconds.
Hello, I'm Nick Emmons.
And I'm Melody Mendez. Be sure to join us tomorrow. The Today Show's Jeff Rawson will be here with us live.
He's going to be putting one of our NBC Boston reporters through a New Year's workout challenge.
Plus, how much rain is on the way for your commute back to work.
All that and much more tomorrow morning, starting at 4:30, right here on NBC Boston Today.
Welcome back, everyone. How about this? Retraining your brain with a zap. Would you go that far to make sure this year you finally quit smoking, lose that weight, or perhaps quit another bad habit?
Well, consumer reporter Leslie Gaddis has a product that gives you a jolt. So, Leslie, let's hear it.
That's right. There it is, right there on my wrist, and it's called the Pavlok. If you're willing to put up with some pain, you just may be able to finally break that bad habit. After years of trying, Cheryline is hoping to finally kick her smoking habit.
I want to quit for health reasons. I'm sick of coughing. I want to quit financially. You know, it's $8 a pack. I'm smoking a pack a day. 8 times 7 is 56. So that's $56 a week.
She's trying out the Pavlok unit, a $150 wearable device that is supposed to change behavior with a mild electric zap.
It's zapping.
What does it feel like?
A little electrical shock or a little pinprick. I just got to sync it up with my app now, and we're going to start it today.
Pavlok's creator claims your brain will then associate that not-so-pleasant feeling with your habit, creating an aversion to it. Think of it like a dog learning to stay within the bounds of an electric fence. You can zap yourself or use hand detection mode.
Push down hard.
Yeah, it's like a
jolt.
It's a jolt.
Yeah.
A little jolt.
When you want to knock yourself out of automatic mode, when you catch yourself biting your nails, a few zaps will make you stop desiring it. If you are at a dinner party and you want to reduce your cravings or resist the cookies, a few zaps will make cravings go away.
The company started in Boston in 2013 and claims tens of thousands of habits have been broken with Pavlok. Negative stimulus is one option, but psychologist Robin Deutsch says positive replacement may work just as well for your New Year's resolutions.
If I wanted to stop eating sweets, I could say every time I have that craving for sugar, I'm going to make my favorite lavender tea. You can have a pairing of a positive stimulus with the negative behavior.
She says to be successful, you should set small, achievable goals. Get support like a workout buddy at the gym, and go slow. Try not to change everything at once. All right, so I'm going to stick with the lavender tea. But Cheryline, she says she's off to a slow start with the Pavlok. She's still learning how to master the device, but she says she has had days where she is zapping more and smoking less, and she's encouraged enough to keep trying. So good luck to her. In studio, Leslie Gatus, NBC Boston.
I'm with you. The T. Speaking of sticking to your New Year's resolutions, tomorrow morning, Leslie will be teaming up with the Today Show's Jeff Rawson to determine which workout helps you burn the most calories. A behind-the-scene look tomorrow at 6:40 a.m. and then the results will be revealed on Today.
Between that and the Pavlok, you're all set. Tonight, a baby girl's amazing story of survival. Police say the 10-month-old was exposed to the dangerous opioid fentanyl. NBC Boston's Audrey Assistio joins us now live from Methuen. And Audrey, before we get into exactly what happened, do we know how that little girl is doing tonight?
Yeah, well, Shannon, fortunately, the little girl is recovering tonight after being brought back to life twice. A family spokesperson did say that she's now staying with a relative. Meantime, police are investigating. They say criminal charges are possible. An upscale neighborhood in shock after a 10-month-old baby girl somehow ingested the powerful drug fentanyl, nearly losing her life Saturday afternoon.
It's very difficult to deal with a young child who is become a victim in that aspect.
Investigators are working around the clock trying to figure out how she got exposed to the powerful narcotic.
Trace amounts on an individual that small could prove to be deadly.
Police say they were called to this home on Treetop Way in Methuen for a baby having trouble breathing. She was taken to Lawrence General Hospital, then med-flighted to Tufts Medical Center in Boston. That's where authorities learned she had fentanyl in her system. She was brought back to life twice.
The baby coded and was resuscitated by hospital staff on 2 occasions.
And investigators say they did recover several items for evidence, including drug paraphernalia from her mother's car. Again, police are investigating. They say criminal charges are possible. We're live in Methuen. Audrey Assistio, NBC Boston.
Audrey, thank you. This is developing on NBC Boston tonight. One man's terrifying story of survival.
When he shot me, I didn't move. I just let him shoot me.
More from Richard Engel, an American who survived the deadly nightclub rampage in Istanbul.
We're tracking some severe weather across the country. Team coverage on how it's impacting people trying to get home for the holidays, from the holidays, and your early warning weather forecast. We are in for some rough weather of our own coming up. A developing story across the country now. Winter weather making it very difficult for some people to get home after the holidays.
And tonight we have early warning weather team coverage. We're going to check in with meteorologist Pete Bouchard in just a few minutes. But first, NBC Boston's Joy Lim-Nakrin joins us from the live desk. And Joy, what kind of conditions are people dealing with?
Yeah, good evening, Shannon and Phil. Certainly a range of extreme types of weather, from blizzard-like conditions to extreme heat, depending on where you are. Overall, causing headaches for millions of travelers. Want to show you some video now out of Seattle. Slippery surfaces causing hazardous driving conditions there. A first snow for the city on New Year's Eve in nearly half a century. In the upper Midwest, people are digging out more than 7 inches of snow falling overnight in North Dakota. And down south, it is wet weather with up to 5 inches of rain expected in some places. Storms turning severe, bringing wind, hail, even some tornadoes across the south in places like Texas and Louisiana and beyond.
We kind of saw stuff flying in the air and saw the trees start whipping, and we knew it was a little bit stronger than just some heavy rain.
Even President Obama and his family dealing with the same kind of conditions, coming home from a sunny vacation in Hawaii to a cold, rainy Washington, D.C. So really a range of extreme weather across the country to start 2017. Reporting from the live desk, Joy Lim-Nakrin, NBC Boston.
All right, Joy, thank you. Now let's get to meteorologist Pete Bouchard with your early morning weather. Pete, we've seen what's cooking elsewhere. What about us?
Well, for us, it's rain, Shannon. We're getting some of that storm in the deep south, all that heavy rain, all that thunderstorm activity. So that's in the forecast for tomorrow. Gusty winds along the coastline, too. We're milder by midweek. In between weather systems, we sneak in a mild day on Wednesday, and then much colder air follows. That's the timeline as we go through this storm. Right now, nothing doing with anything steady, but we do have some spotty showers popping up on radar. You can see that just outside of Boston right now in Waltham and down into about Newton. They're sprinkles, they're drops, and down into Providence, too, going through Cape Cod. zero in on that. And this is all kind of nuisance type stuff. This will be around through the night tonight and into tomorrow morning too. It still is a part of our forecast, but it really adds to more clouds. Our temperature in Lawrence 36, Beverly now at 38, 41 in Boston, 37 at Blue Hill, and 41 in Norwood. Aha, Nashua at 30 degrees. So some pockets of cold still out there. Portsmouth at 34 degrees. Might be some spotty and very brief freezing drizzle or freezing rain. Fitchburg at 33 and 32 in Worcester. Now you see what I'm talking about. You also see why we're talking about mild air and rain with this weather system. We're spiking the 50s into Cincinnati. Charleston's at 63. My. Where's the cold? Caribou at 17. And that's easily snuffed out with a good wind. That's all there is to it. And this rain is pretty intense down in the deep south. You can see how it's separate too. This rain pushes out, really adds to more mist and drizzle than it does anything. And this rain moves in and it means business. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. And low pressure will focus that on us for tomorrow in the evening drive. So beware, there will be downpours, there will be ponding. We're gonna have a gusty wind as well that ramps up as the storm also intensifies. In between two weather systems, between the big L's on the map, we get a break on Wednesday. And that's the day we break out a little bit of sunshine maybe and cook us up maybe a 50-degree reading here or there. We'll see how that works out. Here's the timeline again, light showers first thing in the morning, and this goes until noontime too. So if you're running errands or doing your thing or just sitting at work and back to school, I know. Big downer tomorrow, but hey, you're not missing anything in the weather, I'll tell you that, until you get out of work and school. Then it gets a little busy. That yellow and that orange, all about the heavy rain coming through. And in some cases, we might be getting up to 3/4 of an inch of rain. Boston, 43, 41 in Lowell. Taunton at 45. We're creeping those temperatures up close to 50, and we may make it in Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard tomorrow. And here it is. We're in a drought, so what do you need for a drought? You need a lot of water? We have that. Just what the doctor ordered here. Bennington, Vermont to Boston, out through Nantucket, and even up to Portland, Maine. The winds are the big issue too tomorrow evening, coming in out of the northeast. And by the time the rain pushes away, that's when the winds get really intense, and we might see some gusts up to 40 miles an hour along the coastline too. It's predominantly on the coast that we see this as an issue, the wind. So Wednesday is near 50, and then that's done. Cold air is in. The weekend is dry. There is a storm potential on Friday that we're watching. Got our finger on the pulse with that one. Right now, just flurries. Have a great night.
Pete, thank you. Developing overseas now, Turkish police say they are narrowing in on the gunman who opened fire at that Istanbul nightclub on New Year's Eve. Here is the hazy image of the gunman's face released by Istanbul police. There are also security camera videos, we're told. Police have fingerprints and a basic description of the gunman. Investigators say he was armed with some sort of long-barreled weapon, which he left behind there at the scene. ISIS has claimed responsibility for that attack, which left 39 people dead and wounded nearly 70 others. Right now, let's bring in NBC Boston's Chris Emma. And Chris, a man from Delaware is among those who survived this attack. How is he describing it tonight?
Yeah, Phil, Jacob Rock is the only U.S. citizen to be injured in that shooting massacre, and he is lucky to be alive after faking that he was dead. He said that he tried to stay as calm as he could despite taking a bullet. Jake Rock is the lone American survivor of the deadly attack in Turkey that left 39 people dead. Rock, a defense contractor from Delaware, was recovering at an Istanbul hospital this morning after taking a gunshot to his hip. Rock, lucky to escape the terrifying ordeal with his life.
I was shot in the hip, the bullet traveled to my knee and was lodged in my knee. I was probably the luckiest person in the whole thing. I do find myself very fortunate. I was with 9 people, 7 of us were shot.
Rock was among about 600 people at a club on New Year's Eve, which is very popular with foreign tourists, when a lone gunman stormed in right around 1 a.m.
Somebody said that, there were shots fired, and I initially did not believe it. And until I saw the gunman, and he started shooting up the whole place.
The gunman, who is still on the loose, moved from victim to victim, and then Rock did something that may have saved his life. He says he dove under a bench and then pretended that he was already dead. All of this while the terrorist moved above him.
He was walking on a bench above my head, where my head was underneath.
In an unimaginable attempt to save his own life, Rock says he struggled not to flinch so the gunman wouldn't shoot him again.
When he shot me, I didn't move. I just let him shoot me.
A manhunt is now underway across Turkey to find the terrorist. ISIS claimed responsibility on Monday after the New Year's Eve massacre that killed 39 people and wounded some 70 more. And Turkish authorities claim that they are getting closer to identifying that gunman, and so far they have arrested at least 8 people during this investigation. Live in the newsroom, Chris Emma, NBC Boston.
All right, Chris, thanks.
All right, sports up next. This guy, Raul Martinez, joining us. Patriots taking it easy this week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's much more about the mental side of things. As the Pats wait and see who they play, we catch up with the team today, what they are saying about going into the playoffs. It's red hot. Plus, who's having the worst day? Patriots guard Joe Thuney or the Duke women's basketball team? Maybe Mariah Carey? Okay, I'm just kidding about Mariah. Sports is next.
Welcome back, everyone. The Bruins look for their third straight, and the Patriots are in buy mode.
Things are good right now. Raul Martinez joining us with a look at sports. Hey, Raul.
Hi, guys. The Patriots took care of phase one. They won the regular season, got the top seed in the AFC. You know, I've had arguments with people who say it's not that big of a deal. Plenty of upsets have happened in the playoffs. Tell that to the 2015 Pats. And come on, every team wants that one seed. A bye, plus they aren't leaving Foxborough unless they're heading to Houston for Super Bowl 51. That's where phase two comes in. Now it's time to win the divisional round, which will be played a week from Saturday. One of the possible opponents they'll face is a team they beat yesterday. Now, if Miami upsets the Steelers this Sunday, the Dolphins come to Gillette. If they fall, then it's the winner of Oakland and Houston. Now, the Pats are on fire, 7 in a row. So, Captain Matt Slater, you going into the postseason playing your best football?
Certainly hope that our best is yet to come. You know, we're playing obviously well. I mean, you go 14-2, you're doing a lot of things well, and you've had a lot of breaks as well. So hopefully we can continue that trend moving forward and peak at the right time.
By the way, the Patriots have played 2 of the 3 potential opponents already. 3 different quarterbacks not only started in those games, but won them. In week 2 with the Dolphins in town, Jimmy Garoppolo threw 3 touchdowns before getting injured. The following week, rookie Jacoby Brissett started against the Texans, and the Pats shut out Houston. And then yesterday, Tom Brady completed the sweep of Miami by throwing 3 TDs. I guess what I'm saying is New England can put any of those guys out there and feel confident, but they'll play it safe with Brady. All right, with 6 NFL coaching vacancies, Bill Belichick may lose some of his guys. According to reports, the Rams, Jags, and 49ers are all interested in offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, who Tom Brady calls the best in the NFL. Los Angeles is also interested in defensive coordinator Matt Patricia. LA and the Chargers have reportedly asked permission to speak with him. All right, let's talk a little hockey. The Bruins facing the Devils tonight. Boston trying for its 3rd straight win. Not off to the best start. You have to clear the puck, and the Bees just couldn't do it. P.A. Parenteau puts it home. It's 1-0 in the first, and then a crazy moment here. Black and gold trying to tie this game up. Brad Marchand shoots it and didn't go past the line. Take another look. So close, but not all the way across. You got to be kidding me. And the Devils tack on another in the 3rd. Miles Wood. Whew, he's fast. He gets the assist. The Bruins fall 3-0. They'll host the Oilers Thursday. All right, back to the NFL, and it's not easy being a rookie in the NFL. So much to learn, and the veterans do this to your hair. The Patriots, that's Patriots guard Joe Thuney. I'm hearing Jacoby Brissett was given the worst haircut, but this one, pretty bad. Speaking of bad, pretty embarrassing moment from the Duke women's basketball team, who happens to be ranked 13th in the country. Louisville realizes the Blue Devils are defending the wrong basket. That leads to one of the easiest baskets they will ever score. I give the worst, though, to Thuney. That hair. Whew. Terrible, guys.
I don't know.
I don't know. That
That's
girl
kind of embarrassing.
The basket was like, can't believe my good luck. She's like, they're not even guarding me.
Ear to ear smile.
Great, I know.
All right.
Hilarious.
All right, don't go anywhere, anybody. NBC Boston tonight isn't done just yet.
As we take a live look out at Boston, beautiful, the crew there. We're going to be looking ahead to tomorrow, and all the major headlines will be following once you wake up.
Our good buddy Jimmy Fallon starts in just a few minutes, but first we want to make sure you'll be prepared from the moment you wake up tomorrow.
Our good buddy. So quickly here, the major stories we'll be following starting on NBC Boston today.
The man accused of driving under the influence and running down another man in Boston will appear in court tomorrow. Christopher Nalchajian is charged with motor vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a crash. He reportedly tried to walk away from the scene just before he was arrested.
Also, a team of meteorologists will be tracking rain as it rolls into the area all night. Pete Bouchard, you've heard of him, has been talking about showers for your evening commute. Tune in for up-to-the-minute traffic reports before your drive home, starting on NBC Boston at 4.
A gorgeous shot from Sky Ranger. Look at that.
Have we been talking all night?
all night long.
Bit much.
People
It's a bit much.
Since 4
just
o'clock,
continue
I've been
to talk.
listening to him.
Listen, we're so sick of you talking about. Yes, the wet weather is on its way for tomorrow in the evening, and then we get a mild day before we bring in the cold later this week. So enjoy the rain.
Enjoy.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks for being with us, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff.
For Pete and Raul, I'm Shannon Miller. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon starts right now.
Our good buddy.